Hello my lovelies. Today I wanted to share with you something that I finally found some success in over the past several months, and it is meal planning and meal prepping, but on a way simpler scale. It's something I like to call simple rotation meal planning, and it has really helped my family with like decision fatigue, eating out and snacking, and having intake awareness and conscious of what you're eating. And so this meal plan or way of meal planning has really helped us with those things. And so if you're somebody who has struggled with meal planning before and you are interested in how we do it and what is working for us, make sure you stick around. All right, so the first thing is that we stick to 3 main categories and pretty much 3 items for each category. And so the first thing you're going to want to do is pick 3 proteins. Now, if you're somebody who likes to stick to a certain protein, let's say chicken, then you're just going to want to make a variety of that. Maybe it's ground chicken and then whole chicken and then diced chicken, however it might look for you. Or maybe you're somebody who likes to change it up a lot. You guys can cater this to your specific wants and needs, but this basic simplicity here is what we have found success in. So I'm going to share with you what we have been doing probably for close to 2 months, maybe even longer, and also what I plan to do moving forward because we are deciding to switch it up very soon. So before we were eating heavily Mediterranean cuisine, almost the same exact thing every day. We would rotate little things here and there, especially when we were getting tired or maybe we just need something a little quicker. Whatever it was, we were rotating on those things. And our main proteins, which we were picking 3, was trout, chicken, and ground lamb. And so those are the 3 main proteins that we were working around. And then we went to starches or carbs, essentially. So we had rice, tricolored pasta, and naan. And so when we're picking your starches or carbs, what we found really good to do is if we had a main, which was our rice, then we had the backup, which is the tricolored pasta. Maybe on a Friday we didn't feel like having rice or didn't have leftovers, or whatever the case may be, tossing on a pot of pasta was not very difficult. But then you're also going to want a quick and easy, which was perfect for us to choose naan, because instead of a rice platter dish or even the pasta dish, we were just making it into gyros. And that was our starch or carb for that meal, and it was quick and easy. We would just grab packages, got 10 naan from Sam's Club. Was super easy and helpful on those more fast-paced days. So far we've got 3 proteins, 3 starch or carbs, making sure one of them is quick and easy so that you have that to fall back on, and then moving on to the veggies. With the veggies, you want to make sure one of them is a quick and easy veggie, whether that's pouring it out of the can, steaming it in a frozen vegetable steam bag, whatever that is. It's not going to take a lot of prep and it's not going to take a lot of cooking. So what we were doing is cucumber and tomato, which were both quick and easy because it didn't involve any cooking. Even though there was some prep involved, it was just quick chopping it up. We even have a little grape slicer that was perfect for the tomatoes, and honestly the kids loved participating in cooking, and at least the cucumbers for sure would cut with a butter knife. And so that was fantastic that we would say, hey guys, can you make the salad? And they would get so excited about being able to join in on doing something that was super simple, they couldn't really mess up, and you just have a chopped salad. And we would put that on top of our gyros, or we would add it on top, sprinkle it on top of our rice dish, or have it on the side. Sometimes we would use that pasta and mix it in, add some chickpeas here and there. And again, those are just little additions. Like the chickpeas was canned that we would keep in the cabinet. That was great to have when we had it, but wasn't a must all the time. And our more prepared 3rd vegetable was broccoli, or, which I know this is adding a 4th, but it was mainly just switching it out when we went shopping. So broccoli or green beans. And so this is really where the adding versatility helped, because green beans and broccoli can be used many different ways. It could be just a steamed side dish on the side of our common original meal, or we would add it to a teriyaki dish, which I will get to in a second. But it would help change up the meal completely rather than being that common Mediterranean thing we were having all the time. So we've got our 3 proteins, 3 starch / carb and 3 vegetables rotating around. I think I included all of them. Yes, I did. So the next 2 things I truly think were essential to the success of everything really working and us getting into the flow of actually making this happen. The first thing of that would be having 2 different sauces and 2 different spice profiles, so to speak. So salt and garlic, I think, is pretty basic in all households. So that was something that we commonly were using for our rice. And we actually also added dill. It was just nice to have that little extra Mediterranean twist on that. We would have that. And then also sauce. We had pesto sauce that we used on both of the chicken and on our trout. And then we also had a teriyaki sauce, which totally switched up the game, which was what I was getting to, where if we were tired of the Mediterranean for a little bit, or maybe we were running out of ingredients, whatever it might be, it was easy to toss on a pot of rice, the differently, whether it was chicken thighs or chicken wings or the drumsticks or even chopped up chicken breasts. That was easy to make with the teriyaki sauce and throwing in that broccoli or green beans as well. So you can see how everything kind of worked together and shift together. So if I didn't have broccoli that week and maybe I wanted to switch it up, but I didn't have teriyaki sauce, well, guess what? My salmon or trout with the rice and green beans isn't totally right on Mediterranean. However, it was different than having that pesto salad, all that kind of stuff. So it was a nice, different enough change, but keeping the same ingredients that we had. Pretty much everything could rotate. We even tried out doing like teriyaki glaze one time on the trout, and that was good as well. So the main idea here is having ingredients that you can switch and rotate easily to where you have a main plan. We're very lucky that we don't get bored of the same meal over and over. But if that happens to you where you're like, oh, I don't really want what I had originally planned when I bought this stuff, you can easily change it up with the ingredients you've got. So last thing we actually don't personally use anymore. I think that's great and just goes to show that this is a really great way to initiate yourself into home cooking more and not eating out as much, but I think is essential to the transition, and that is adding 2 quick freezer meals that are kind of copycatting your eating out. And what we had chosen, they have these Southern style chicken patties at Sam's Club. I'm sure they have them in Walmart and other places too, but they are very much, you can even see in the packaging, they look like they are copying Chick-fil-A. And so we love Chick-fil-A, and so getting some buns, getting those chicken patties, grabbing some Chick-fil-A sauce, and getting some waffle fries was perfect because we just popped everything in the air fryer and that was set to go. We took less time to do that quickly at home rather than actually getting in the car, going out. And funny enough, we would even have it sometimes where if we knew we were going out and would want to stop by, we would do things like prep that ahead of time. The second thing was these deep dish DiGiorno, I believe it was, pizzas, which were super easy. Obviously the kids loved that. It was easy to say, oh, I really want to order pizza, I don't feel like cooking, or I don't feel like eating this, or whatever it is. No problem. Toss these in the air fryer, convection oven, microwave, whatever you want to do, and you've got your quick eat out meal for probably a fraction of the price, and you know exactly what's in it as well. So obviously those are more special treat times, but I'm telling you, the more you get into the habit of not eating out, that it'll happen the same way with you that it did with us. It'll trickle out, and we actually don't do that anymore. We eat out rarely, so we don't really need those backups. I do encourage anybody who is starting that just to put it there. You always think that you're gonna go cold turkey, but then something ends up happening. You get busy, you have cravings, whatever, and then we crash. But this is like fully decided thing. You've made the decision ahead of time, and so it's less pressure, it's less guilt. It just works in the long run. So whether you are the person who likes stir fries, or maybe you like soups or crock pot meals, whatever it may be, the main goal here is to find things that you can rotate out easy, that simple rotation meal planning, rotate things out so that you don't get bored, but you're also getting a good variety of things, and you've lost that decision fatigue. You're helping with being more aware of your intake and reducing the eating out. I hope it works for you as much as it has worked for us, and I'm excited to continue to see how it goes moving forward. That is it for today. I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.